Hi, this is an interview with the Instagram musician, I guess you could say, Mike Barlow. Me and my other host, kind of forgot to introduce ourselves at the beginning of the video, so, I'm Skeleperc 2,
I am Skeleperc 1.
Skeleperc 45 YouTube video.
Okay, I sent him the server link. Let's find out if Mike Barlow knows how to work Discord.
Oh my god.
Does he need like a special role or anything? Do we have like a preset Mike Barlow role?
I can give him Mike
Is he
Barlow
gonna?
role. Create role. This one's gonna be white.
For glaze.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my fucking. Hello? Oh my god, it works.
It's me.
Holy shit. Sorry.
I don't have this on speaker. I don't understand this. I haven't used Discord since like COVID times, so this is like a different app.
Oh my
Go
god.
ahead.
Well, hi, Mike Barlow. Should I call you Mike?
You can call me whatever you want. Mike is my name, so that
Okay.
works.
Okay. Okay. If you can just introduce yourself, for a moment, for anyone who doesn't know who Mike Barlow is.
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Mike Barlow. I'm a singer-songwriter from New York, currently in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have an album out called Glaze. Put it out back in November. And I have found a decent following on Instagram, which I'm very thankful for.
Okay.
So,
This is so crazy. We've been fans of your content since around November, I believe.
oh, hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so it's been crazy to see you get a lot more attention recently.
Yes, which I'm happy about.
To start with some questions, I guess. Who would you consider your main musical inspirations? You know, let's get the simple stuff out of the way.
Okay, yeah. I really love Michael Jackson. I love Mariah Carey. I love Lauryn Hill. Justin Timberlake. I think those were probably the four that like most inspired this album. Kenny Loggins too. Yeah.
I can really feel a lot of those in the music. It comes through.
Happy about that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. When did you start with music? How did you start playing music, and when did you decide you want to be a musician?
Yeah. I mean, began playing piano at 5 years old, and I was like put in a musical theater at 5. So it's kind of been a lifelong thing. There really hasn't been a time I've ever wanted to do anything else. Maybe briefly in like middle school. Middle school is dark time. So, but basically, since the time I was, able to think to now, I've wanted to be a musician. So,
That's awesome.
What are your favorite musicals?
Oh.
favorite musicals? See, here's the thing. Currently, like I'm not as much of like like I was a theater kid growing up. I kind of lost that spark, but I do still very much so enjoy going to musicals. But I'm not like I'm not one of those people who like knows every word to like a musical, But I really like Newsies. I like Sister Act, which was a movie and then became a musical, but I like Sister Act. I like School of Rock. Uh, yeah, those are probably my top three that I've seen.
That's awesome. Back to just like inspirations and such, like what is it, a bit specific. What's your favorite era or album from like Michael Jackson? Cuz I'm a really big Michael Jackson fan too.
Oh hell yeah. Okay, I mean, I think Thriller probably. It's such a basic answer, but like it's a great album and it was very pivotal. And I think that's obviously what set the tone for him to become like the undisputed biggest star of all time. But I really, some underrated things, underrated gems. I think Invincible is a really good album and deserves more love because what's you rock my world. That's like honestly probably my number one favorite Michael Jackson song. So it's kind of sad that it's underrepresented. But yeah, I think for like in terms of what I'm most like awe inspired by would be Thriller.
It's kind of hard to beat Thriller. It really is kind of just that good. But I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of the '90s era a lot. I really like Dangerous and History.
Hell yeah. It's all good. Can't
Yeah,
go wrong with any of it.
this is kind of a stupid thing, but it's like, are you a fan of George Michael at all?
Yeah, I mean like a casual fan, yeah.
Yeah,
I've never been like I've never gotten into his discography and really been like crazy about him, but I obviously really enjoy his music.
your
Um
yeah, your stuff
so
reminded me of him a little bit, especially just the mic connection.
well I that's very flattering. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And um I've seen that you're performing live on July 7th. Is this your first time doing like a live performance as like the Mike Barlow now?
Wow, that that V Mike Barlow I feel so
Yeah.
important. Well, I guess technically not. I did a collaborative show in New York back in the fall. But this is my first time where I like booked the show. I'm headlining it and I'm like putting it all together. So, and I definitely have more of a following than I did back when I did my last show. So, in a way, yeah, it feels like my debut. I feel like it.
That's
Yeah,
pretty big. Um
I'm so excited.
what can your fans expect from a Mike Barlow live show?
I think the number one thing would be just like the elements of the show as well. It's all going to be live. Like it's not going to be backtrack type show. Like I've got to. It's going to be all the music is going to be coming from the stage, and I'm really excited about that.
So
I feel like that's
do you have a
rare these
band set up?
days. I do, yeah. They're gonna play their own set because they're kind of like a jazzy, like I don't really know, like funk kind of ska inspired type band. I don't really know how to categorize them, but they're really, really talented. They're gonna play their own like, intro set and then I'm gonna join them and we're gonna play my stuff and I'm super excited.
That's really cool, man. I can't
Yeah.
be at the show, but it'll. I hope someone puts a recording out of it or something because I'd love to see what that's like.
Oh yeah. I'll make
So,
sure to get some footage.
all right. Most of what I have here is related to your album, Glaze, which I've listened to 2 or 3 times now, and um, so yeah, the rest of this is mostly going to be about that. So, starting with the first song, Aura.
Now what is it? Huh? Is it my head or my heart or my aura?
What was the process, the thought behind that song? How did that come together?
Well, I'm about 95% of the time a melody first writer. So basically, I was kind of in this phase. It was like 2 years ago now, 2 summers ago. I was in this phase online where I would like duet videos on like TikTok and make little melodies to beats and stuff. And Aura, I had somebody, her name is Rachel Kingsley. She's a English producer. She reached out with some beats and whatnot and was like, I really like your melodies that you've been doing. Like, I'd love to hear what you can do with one of these. So I chose the one that I wrote Aura to and kind of just like scat a melody over it. And I kind of came up with the like, is in my head or my heart or my aura. But I didn't, those weren't like, it's not like I had this song idea where I was like, I'm gonna write a song called Aura. It was just like I was kind of just like and then I just like, all right, what does that sound like? I kind of like matched the phonics with words, and Aura was like a trending word back in 2024 with like the plus or minus 100 or whatever. So I was like, well, I'm gonna date the song by using this as the title, but I don't care. So I I was like, is my head or my heart or my aura? And then I kind of just wrote around that, kind of made it a fun little, fun little self-obsessed bop. And then yeah, that's aura. There you
I
go.
think it's a very good like opening track. And now that's the thing, when you were writing it, did you think, oh, this is the start to this album, or did that just kind of happen later?
Well, see, I didn't initially even like plan to have an album. I was kind of just like trying to go viral on the internet, and I didn't really necessarily have any set plans to release music. But eventually, once I was like getting all these songs, and I was like, okay, you know what, I can do. I can definitely make a full track list out of all this stuff. Or it just felt right because it felt like an introduction. It's like, I'm Mike Barlow. Hello. And it's upbeat, grabs your attention, has a catchy beat, and yeah, it just felt right. So
I think, yeah, it's very much a, yeah, like, here I am, this is me, welcome to the show. It literally starts with you saying like Mike Barlow. Like,
yeah.
so what was the thought behind that? Was that just like a, introducing yourself to the world?
So the Mike Barlow tag came from I have a song that's not out yet, but I demoed it that same summer, and it had this like has I mean it'll come out someday, but it has this like crunk beat like drums, and I was just like, trying to it's a hip hop based song. I mean it's kind of a pop song, but it's hip hop inspired. So I was like, all right, what should I do? And I'm just not that like I'm not a very cool like chill person. So I was like trying to come up with some like fun intro, because like it's like a murder on the beat type thing, like
Yeah.
trying to get something like that. And I just was like Mike Barlow, and it just fit really well with that beat. And so then I was just like, I don't know, I'll just start putting it on other songs too. So
It's
it's
awesome.
on
It's
Feminine
kind of
Touch.
it's kind of
I think it's on
iconic.
a few. Thank you. That was my intention. Because I want people to like, in theory, if like Aura were to play at like a club or something, I want the intro to Aura to start and people to know like exactly what it is. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is like, yeah. So
I'd love to hear a club of people go Mike Barlow. Like,
oh, that's the dream. It'd be so dope.
all right. Is there anything else you have to say about that song particularly, or?
Not necessarily. Pretty
All right.
just a fun song. Yeah.
All right. Well, the second song is Feminine Touch.
I want your body all mine. Yeah, I get it started. Hey.
And I believe that is the initial song that started getting you attention on the internet, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Kind of. From the album, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the other song that I referenced earlier was kind of my first wave of virality, and the Feminine Touch like kind of took off after that one did, but then I wiped all the traces of the other one because I'm not ready to put it out yet. But Feminine Touch was like, for Glaze, was like definitely the inaugural track.
That
Yeah.
is, I believe, the first song that I ever heard from you, and that was, I think the first video I ever saw from you was of the I'll stay so long, I'll last so long, that section.
I'll wait so long, I'll stay so long, I'll last so long, girl, I'm so long. You weak, my strong, you bang my gong, you sing my song, you ding my dong, a little zest is the best part.
That
Yeah.
immediately caught my attention, and I was kind of shocked. I was like, what is this? But after checking it out, it's like, this is a surprisingly competent song.
Hell
Very,
yeah, thank
yeah.
you. Yeah,
And
I just
so,
wanted to in the age of social media, it's good to have something that stands out lyrically. So
yeah.
I was like just having fun with it in the verses.
Yeah, so how did that song come together? Where did you get that from? Is it similar to Aura?
It is similar. That one, it was a beat Charlie Puth posted, and I like duetted it, and he never looked at it. And I was like, damn. But I just was like, I don't know, I really like this melody. So for a while, I was like, well, maybe I can get like a rapper to like do the verses, and this can be the chorus to like a rap song or something. And I thought it'd be fun with like a female rapper, feminine touch, kind of play on that. And then I don't know, like no one was grabbing, so I was like, all right, that's fine. Because I was like sending it to people, and I was posting it a lot, just like trying to get somebody to latch onto it. Nobody was, so I was like, all right, I'll just make my own demo. I made my own demo. Then I showed somebody I went to school with the demo, and he was like, "Oh, this is so dope! Like, let's produce a full version of it." And so that's what we did. Yeah,
All right.
and I wrote the verses and stuff to like on my own accord, not to the beat or anything. But yeah.
Mm. And this song also has a pretty high production value music video, seemingly.
Mike Barlow. Oh my, I'm down 'cause you're keeping me up. It ain't that complicated, let's just say all I need is a feminine touch, yeah.
So what was the experience of creating that like? Like, how did that come together?
Yeah, music videos are so important to me. It's why part of the reason why I love music so much. I just think that I don't know. I don't. Music to me doesn't even like always make sense without a music video. Like or at least like an artist. I feel like for artists, it's just a way to like. It's a tangible form of of visual media to like go along with the artist's identity. Because like an Instagram reel, that's like fleeting. So you know it'll get 100,000 views in a week and then never get another view again. So a music video is something people can always go back to, and that's what I wanted. And it was very important to me for Feminine Touch because I think Feminine Touch is just such like a it has such a big personality as a song. I was like, I need to get that across in a music video. So I drafted the concept, reached out to some people in Nashville who are like visual media people, whatever, you know, and directors and cinematographers. Found the right fit and put out a casting call, did the whole thing, filmed it. It was awesome.
That song has a very infamous line, but I'll get to that in a minute. Where'd the ham boning thing come from?
Mike Barlow, little zest is the best, but I ain't overcompensating how I trust and best. When my love has a compensation that'll go down payment under the tables that feed a cover. I'm a secret agent because I'll take you under the covers. Oh my.
I think you talked about this somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. Like,
Yeah, so the ham boning it was just another Instagram video. I was sitting at the piano trying to plug Feminine Touch to people's ears so that somebody would grab onto it. And I was playing it acoustically, but I started that day, I think maybe it wasn't that day, but it was like around that time I had written because for a long time I just had the chorus and I just was like trying to get the chorus to people. But then eventually I started getting more components to it and I got that like I want your body on mine. And I knew that I wanted that to be the beginning of it. And so, but I wanted it to be a cappella, like in my head, it was like an acapella. So I was like, how do I like make it so that I'm not just singing a cappella? And I just started like doing the body percussion thing in the video. And then people were like, oh, that's ham boning, like referencing the regular show and Victorious and all those like funny moments that reference ham boning. And I was like, oh, this is like a thing. So then, so I just like latched onto it and made it part of my brand essentially. But it's really fun. I really like to do it. So.
it's definitely very recognizable as a, Mike Barlowism, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
In the song, there's a very famous line. It's
So take control and tell me what to do. You're like a donut, just one taste and I'll stay glazing you.
you're like a donut, just one taste, and I'll stay glazing you. How did you come up with that? Like, where did that line come from?
I don't even remember, honestly. I remember posting the video that like showed the second verse of the song. Like I remember revealing it, but I think I must have been in a practice room at Belmont University where I went to school. Um, and I guess I just wrote it. Like I honestly don't even remember writing it. I don't. I really don't. I think I probably was just like. I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't even tell you. I don't remember. I don't know what was wrong with me. Maybe I was really tired.
Well, what did you go to school for? Did you go to school for music?
Oh, I went for songwriting. super worthwhile.
That's cool.
Um,
How do you feel about people's reactions to the song and that lyric especially?
well, obviously, I mean, even though I'm telling you, I can't really remember writing it. Like, I don't remember like putting my pencil to the paper and writing that line. I always knew that like, okay, that's gonna be something that people like are gonna flip out at. Because here's the thing, I was getting primarily hate for like the first year, maybe even year and a half. Really up until my album released in full, like it was more hate than it was love on my page. So I was just like, I don't know, let me just give them more stuff to flip out about. And I knew that line was gonna piss people off. So I was like, all right, this is it.
Yeah. There's something very, unique and sincere about your music that I think a lot of people in this age of irony don't want to. They just don't like it, I guess. I don't know, but
Well, everyone wants to look cool, and like I'm not worried about looking cool anymore. It's like I've never been cool, so why am I gonna sit up here and try to be all nonchalant? Like,
that's
I
really,
mean,
yeah, that's really how you should do it, man. That's inspiring.
uh, be yourself, everyone. Be yourself. I
Yeah.
guess.
And so, yeah, with that, it's like, how do you feel about the fan base that you've attracted?
Well, I'm super thankful for it. I'm so happy to. I mean, listen, I as I said, I've been doing the music thing for a long time, and even though Feminine Touch was my first like release out on streaming services, I was playing writers rounds. Which, if you don't know what a writers round is, it's just like basically like little songwriting showcases that are popular in Nashville, where you just acoustically sing original songs. And I was doing those all around Nashville. I was auditioning for everything I could at Belmont, at my workplace, like everything. I just wanted to be part of it, and nobody was listening. And this is like the first step in me, like, making it as a musician. And by making it, I mean like being able to do it full time. Because, like, again, like, I'm just very thankful that I have people listening. For my whole life, I didn't. So it's
Yeah,
just a change, and I'm very happy about it. Yeah,
that must feel great. I'm an
absolutely.
aspiring I'm an aspiring musician myself. Well, I guess I am just a musician. I've been playing shows for a couple years, and so yeah, I've been to a couple writers rounds. Um,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, very very cool thing. Um, and last thing on your fan base, Mike Barlow's keyboard. That account.
My power, my devotion, so cool, got you feeling Nova Scotia.
You're following it. You've interacted with it a couple times. What? How do you feel about people doing stuff like that?
I think it's so funny and I love it. I mean, it just expands the universe in which I exist in. So I'm happy that I've created something that people want to be part of. I think that's really
Yeah.
special. I'm very happy. Yeah. Hilarious stuff.
I quite love that account myself. I can't remember which song it did, but it did a cover of one of them, and it kind of made me think, oh, I should do like I'm gonna do like a metalcore thing with a Mike Barlow song.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. That'd be awesome. I'd be so happy.
I'll send that out to you if it ever happens.
Yes, please.
Moving on a little bit down the album, just the next song. Amen. I don't have a lot that I have to say about this song. If you want to talk about it, you can. But I'm just curious. The ending part of that song is you like going up to some woman and like
Hey, hey, excuse me, miss. Hey, I was just standing over there, and I couldn't help but notice you. You look fine as hell. I can't even lie.
Did that
Yeah.
ever? Is that inspired by something you've ever done, or is that just like a fantasy?
No, I would never do that. No, I
I
really would never do that.
You're kind of
It's like
playing a character there, I guess.
I guess so. So I wish I was. I wish I was that confident. But yeah, no, that song, I'm trying to think of what I came up first. I think I came up with the chorus melody first, and I was like, this is catchy. Played it on the piano, kind of snapped my fingers to it. I was like, hell yeah, this has some like 70s ish like slow jam
Yeah,
vibes.
nice R&B
So
jam.
yeah, so then I like made the verses all jazzy, and then I really wanted to. I actually, and it's cheesy to listen to, like objectively. Like I was like, let's just make this like total like cheese fest 70s slow jam, and that's why I put that outro in there. And like in the beginning, I'm like, in the name of the Father, the Son, and
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I did that really high like falsetto note that lasts like way too long, and I was like, yeah, this is just it's just that fun, and I like that song. It's actually one of my favorites from the album.
Mm,
This is like a change of pace. So.
yeah, your falsetto is quite impressive that you can get like that high.
Oh, well, thank you.
you definitely like showing it off, I think.
Suppose so, yeah. It's probably obnoxious at a certain point, but
So, there's something about it being obnoxious that like makes it like kind of cool in a way, though. It's like it's
well,
all
thank you.
it's almost like a fuck you. You are going to listen to this, like.
Yeah, you're gonna listen to me hold this note for 65 bars
Yeah.
at the top of my range.
Ocean. This is a very different song on the album, at least like I think sonically. There's not a lot of ukulele on the rest of the album, I think, but how did that song come together?
I actually forgot I put ukulele on that. That's funny. Anyway, um, uh, um, yeah, I when did I make that melody? I think I made that at like that was one of the later melodies I made for the album.
Hmm.
And I posted it online, just an acoustic version. People liked it. It's catchy. Unfortunately, like I was actually like my initial idea was see, this is something where I had the melodic idea. I had to like dun 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 dun, and then I also had in my head like in the archives like can turn your bish into an ocean, and then I was like, they actually fit together really nicely. So I then I just wrote it, and it's kind of explicit and whatever. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it's funny.
Well, it's funny. Well, and that's the thing. Um, I think a lot of people don't think your music is like supposed to be funny. They think you're like unaware. So what is your stance? Is your music comedic in nature? Is there elements of that?
Yeah, I use elements of comedy in it. I enjoy making people laugh.
Mm,
But it's not like I'm just serious about being unserious. Like it's not
yeah.
like these songs are like because people will compare me to like comedy artists and whatnot, and I don't
Yeah.
think I'm necessarily like a comedy artist. I just think the songs are kind of funny. I don't know. Like I like the songs from the 2010s that are very like blunt and people might say, oh, these are bad lyrics, but I just think they're funny. Like that
Yeah.
Charlie XCX song about crashing your car into a bridge and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a comedy song, but it's kind of funny. So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of the lane I was trying to take. Maybe it comes across goofier than that, but I don't know.
No, me and my friend here are in a I guess musical comedy thing.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
And the thing that I think the difference is like what we make is kind of completely devoid of sincerity, whereas your music is incredibly sincere from what I see. It's
Oh, thank you.
it's
Yeah.
very like it's very true to yourself, I guess.
Okay, that's good. That's good that it comes across as like
Yeah.
a narrative rather than just like punchline after punchline.
Yeah, like I think your music can be funny, but it's not like comedy music. It's just like, it has funny lines sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Like I read your bio on like Bandcamp, I think, and it says like you have a love for shock. And
I do. I really
yeah.
do.
and I think that really comes through in a lot of the videos you make promoting your music.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what got you attention online in the first place, is the shock value of like the videos and like the strange lines you might say sometimes.
Yeah. There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Speaking of lines that people find questionable, so cool got you feeling Nova Scotian.
Always feel my power, my devotion. So cool, got you feeling Nova Scotian.
How did you come up with that one? Are you just a really big fan of Nova Scotia?
No, I had the ocean rhyme and I was like motion. I didn't want to use potion or emotion or I don't know, I just wanted to be
Yeah.
creative. So I was like, Scotian. Oh, Nova Scotian. That's cold. Cool, cold. There you go. So cool. Got me feeling Nova Scotian.
Yeah. It's very memorable, a lot of these sort of lines.
I need to know what drew you to the Mormon line.
Um just, I was making a bunch of lines about wet related things and I was pondering the word soaking and I was like, well, there is that stereotype. And then I was like, well, that's too offensive to put into a song. They're gonna come after me. But then I did it anyways. And I honestly have not been like subject to a lot of like I haven't been canceled in the way I thought I'd be canceled. So I guess
That
that's
one's my
good.
favorite.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's my favorite line.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good line, so I'm glad. I'm
Me
glad
too.
that people didn't find it too offensive. What's
You
that?
you put the video on your story. Someone I know made that actually. The little video with the piggy, like a nursery rhyme of that
Oh
song.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, who is that?
There's a random person I met one time,
Oh,
Okay.
crazy.
and they did a Dr. Waffle version of Ocean.
I know. I thought that was really funny.
A few songs later, Don't Come Back. That, from my perspective, seems like a pretty big shift in, not a big shift, but it's a lot more aggressive than the rest of the album. And like, what do you think inspired that sort of vibe and sound?
It was just a song that again, I just made the melody to the chorus,
Mm,
and then I was like, how do I hear it in my head? And I heard it kind of as like a trap beat type, like, hip hop inspired.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. There was just like an aggressiveness to the hook, and I just was like, all right, what am I angry about? And I really wasn't angry about anything. So that's one of the songs on the album that I feel like least connected to in a way. So I just had to like
Interesting.
make up being angry about something. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's catchy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The song Knock Off is, from what I can tell, it's about some other guy who's basically just copying you, and I think trying to get with whoever you're with or something. I don't I didn't read
As
into
that
it very
joke.
much, but that just made me think, it's like, have you noticed anyone else trying to like do a Mike Barlow thing? Like, do you think anyone has tried to copy your style or anything?
No, I don't think so. Not from what I've seen, anyways. I don't know if I'm, influential enough to make people be like, "Oh, I really want to be Mike Barlow." You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
people might be interested, but I don't think I'm
It
there
might be a
yet.
bit
So
before something like that starts happening, but that kind of
yeah.
makes me think, it's like, who would you consider to be like your sort of peer in this scene? Like, is there anyone else in the scene with Mike Barlow? Who else is like in your musical league, I guess?
Mm, interesting. Do you mean in terms of like sound or just like
There's sound,
people I
there's
know?
like, there is the people that you work with, and like, who do you think is like the most similar to Mike Barlow? If you're a Mike Barlow fan, who should you check out?
Okay. See, this might be insulting to these people because I don't know how much people really want to be like associated with me, but because it's kind of embarrassing. But I really okay. I feel like I really like singer called Billy Vena.
I feel emotion. This situation's got me way about it.
Who is kind of like R&B pop vibes. I think he's really great.
Mm.
And I feel like when I first heard his stuff, I was like, dang, I feel like I'm like him, but like he's so much better than I am. Like it just like I was just amazed. His hooks are insane. His melodies are great. So I really like him. If you enjoy my music, I think you'd like his.
Okay, cool. Would you ever, if you were given the opportunity, would you make a song with Billy Vana?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you
I think
think Billy
he's
Vana would
awesome.
want to make a song with you?
Probably not. I don't. I think that's just a. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I guess yeah, but it's okay.
Mm.
Maybe
Uh,
he would. I'm not. I won't put words in his mouth, but
yeah.
yeah.
On Mr. Hollywood, you talk, about Hollywood and record labels a lot.
All my coins in a really deep well. Either they're hitting the water or they're burning down in hell. Mr. Hollywood.
And your thoughts on that. Have you ever been approached by like a label or any group like that?
Well, yeah, but nothing that's come to anything. Honestly, it's weird. I got more industry people reaching out to me before I released my album. Like before that,
Really?
I had some pretty high profile industry people wanting to connect with me. And since I released the album, it's been it's been quiet. It's been quiet. I don't know what's going on,
You,
but it's fine.
yeah. You probably can't say,
Keep
but like,
hustling.
who was like reaching out to you?
Um, somebody from a very like the most prestigious one was probably somebody who was an A&R at a very prestigious like high profile management agency. They manage like some A-list artists and stuff. So yeah,
Well,
like
that's
household name
yeah.
type deals. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. And then he ghosted me. I was like, all right, that's fine. But what's
Why do
meant to
you
be is gonna be. But
mm, why do you think it would have stopped like after you got the album out?
I don't know. That's curious to me because I mean, my following has grown, but I'm just trusting that there's a plan, God has a plan, and that I'll find, whatever industry fit I'm looking for. Because also I'm not gonna be like the first record deal that lands on my lap, I'll say yes to. Like I really believe in my stuff. On a commercial level, like I really think that it could be mainstream general public knowledge, and I wouldn't take a record deal that's just like, all right, well, like pour some pennies into you and then like just own the rights to your masters. Like I'm not looking for that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but yeah.
There's unfortunately a lot of cases of sort of underground, I guess you could say, artists getting picked up by record labels and then them kind of abandoning them.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
no, not wanting that.
Well, yeah. If you were given the opportunity to sign to a record label, I mean, it sounds like you would, but like, yeah, would you sign to a major record label?
Yeah, if the deal was like, all right, we really believe in your stuff, and we'll help develop you better as an artist, like because I think there are always things that you can improve on.
Mm,
And we'll push your stuff really hard to the masses, because
yeah.
again, I believe, like, I just like, one thing is like I am kind of niche, like, because there's like a niche vibe to my album, I feel, in terms of like the lyrics and stuff, but also I think that there are songs on the album that definitely could be like mainstream monocultural type hits, and I
Yeah.
think I've written stuff for the future that definitely fits that bill as well. So I would hope for something that you know gives my music, because my music are like, I feel like my songs are like my babies. Like I just want the best for them. I really believe in them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's good to have that sort of faith in yourself, right?
yeah, I suppose so. I mean, maybe I'm delusional, but I don't know.
I wouldn't say you're delusional, but it's like I think it's good that anyone would want to, like I don't know. A lot of artists these days, there's not like a way they could become super mainstream. Everything's kind of their
Yeah,
own little micro niche, but like yeah, you, despite being niche literally in that most people don't know about you, you're creating pretty. It's like it's pop music.
Yeah. No, that's where I'm like, I feel like there have been some mainstream breakthroughs. Um, and maybe you don't hear the songs every single day like you did back when the radio was running everything, but like, everybody knows who Chapel Roan is, and
Yeah,
everybody knows who Sabrina Carpenter is, and Benson Boone and whatnot. And I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like I write songs that definitely could like, even I don't need everybody to know my music. I just basically want to I just want to make it in music. Like I don't want it to be a situation where I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat, living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life because I chose to do music. Like I really want to be able to like comfortably like make a living doing music, which requires something bigger than, a couple thousand followers on Instagram. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah.
Next song, "Lie That You Love Me."
That you love me. Tell me that you own me. Lie that you love me. My way of toys. Lie when you love me. Tomorrow we don't hold me, but just for tonight.
This one is really interesting to me, and I think this might be my favorite song on the album. So
Whoa.
so what are your thoughts on it, and like, the idea behind it, how it came together?
See, when I first wrote "Lie That You Love Me," which I just, had some jazzy chords I was playing, and then I was like, all right, let's write something to it, and came up with the melody, and I was like, all right, hell yeah. I really enjoyed it, and then it got kind of annoying to me. But then I was like, well, I'll still put it on the album, I guess,
Really?
because I have it ready. But I was also, I don't know, I felt like the production value in some ways was a little sloppy on my end because most of it I do myself. Like I didn't level my vocals and whatever. But I was like, whatever, it's fine. But it's funny because like more and more people keep saying that they like the song, and I'm like, hell yeah, and I like it lyrically. It is like when I play it like not too often, I'm like, oh yeah, this hits. But
Yeah.
sometimes I just personally need a break from it sometimes. But I'm really happy that
You know,
you like it.
that's fair. It feels a little darker than
Yeah.
the rest of the album in a way. It's less funny, and it's a little more personal sounding lyrically.
Yes. Well, I wanted a balance in terms of like I wanted you to listen to the album and like stay intrigued because I feel like
Yeah.
if everything was like bopping in your face, then it'd be a little exhausting, and then if everything was slow, then it might be a little boring. So I was like, let's like add some dynamic to it. Um, and yeah, it's not necessarily a one-to-one situation that I lived through, but I definitely wanted it to be sincere, like be about
Yeah.
something real. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not something that I've ever gone through either, but it just like, you feel for the person singing the song, right? Like you feel that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think production-wise, it's one of my favorite sounding ones, I guess. I don't know.
I'm so happy to hear that. That's like
Yeah.
the second time this week somebody's complimented that song, so I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy.
I think
Thank you.
that's the one I'm gonna do. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do metalcore "Lie That You Love Me." I think that would be interesting.
Hey, that would be interesting. I'd love to hear it. Love to
Yeah.
hear it.
Okay. Now, I think this is the biggest song on the album and the one you're most known for. "I Ain't the One." This is also a very interesting song to me. I think this one is your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this song is very good. I like the production on it a lot. How did this one happen?
That one I had uh there's a Lil Wayne song that he samples I think it's a Jamaican like folk song. It's the one that goes like 6 foot, 7 foot,
Oh
eight
yeah.
foot. And so and that sample is in like the public domain, so I'm not like scared of getting copyright strike. But I just was like singing that in my head, and I was like, what if it was like dun, 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 dun. And then I was just like, that's cool. And like I was thinking of like I had Up Out My Face by Mariah Carey in my head too, and I was like, what if that like snappy R&B vibe was like paired with that like melody? And I was like, oh, that'd be so dope. And then Rachel, who did Aura, she had a beat that she had posted like the day before, and I was just like, oh, this fits so well with this. So I like begged her to use it, and at first she said no, and then she said yes, and I was like, hell yeah.
Hmm.
And then and then I recorded it, and this is actually, it's not, I guess it's still not a one-to-one because I've never actually like kicked like a controlling girlfriend out of my house because I made a lot of money. But it was like inspired by a very like a real situation. So I those lyrics just came so naturally, and I felt unhinged about that situation a little bit. So I just really wanted the vocals to be all animated, and like I wanted like parts where I'm like singing like this, and then parts where I'm singing in like a baby voice, and I'm screaming and I'm saying crazy stuff. And yeah, it is my favorite one. I think it's just fun. I think it's just a fun song. So I'm happy other people liked it because I didn't even push it as like it was just an album track at first, and then it just like naturally kind of took off. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of that definitely comes through in the final song, and I never would have put together the Lil Wayne connection. I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, this song also has a very sort of infamous line.
But you can't get over me if you worked out as hard as you do trying to control me. You can be a legend and the female president can complete temple run up as how to be someone.
Where does this come from? I'm
Yeah, I think I remember writing that part. I wrote it in my basement in New York, and I was, let's see. I did the like, you think you're so cool, you think you're so classy, blah blah blah, that like little rap beat part. And then I was like, okay, I need something that like, because the first verse isn't super like lyrically like interesting. I wanted the song to be unhinged, and I felt up to that point I hadn't made it super unhinged. So I was like, I need something that's unhinged. So that's when I wrote that I don't effing care about you little part. And then after that I was like, how do we bring this back into the chorus? And I was like, let's just say how I felt. Because like the girl in real life that the song was about, I was like, you know what? If you like worked at life as hard as you do trying to like demean me, then like you could do all this stuff that's like impressive. So, and then completing Temple Run is like actually impossible.
yeah.
So,
I
um,
was gonna say I'm pretty sure that's an infinite runner, but
yeah,
if you could beat
um,
Temple Run, that would be pretty fucking crazy. That takes
yeah,
a
and
lot of effort.
yeah, that you'd have to be pretty skilled. I'm not good at Temple Run, so.
I used to play that on my like mom's iPhone when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's some school bus games right there. I remember like the when I was like in middle school, like the other kids would like be playing it on their phones, and I'd just be watching.
Yeah. Well, that's all I really had to talk about when it came to the album itself. But like, well, that's the thing. The album. How did I mean, you kind of talked about it earlier, but like, yeah, how when did you decide that you were gonna be making an album? That this was an album, and how did that all come together?
I wanted to release like a mixtape at first, where it was like, because I knew that because the one weak part of Glaze is that since I did most of the production myself and I'm not very skilled at it, like you can definitely tell that a lot of it sounds kind of homemade. Um, but I was like, if I just release it as a mixtape, then people won't think much of it. They'll just be like, oh, it's a mixtape, so it's demos or whatever. But eventually I was like, I don't know. I like a clean discography. I just want it to be an album. And my initial like mixtape idea, I like came up with the idea, I think in like November or October of 2024. And I was like, oh, I'll just release it at the end of this year near Christmas time. And that was like, I just didn't realize how much work was going to go into it. So I was like, all right, that's not feasible. So then I just kind of like wrote more songs through the spring and whatever, and was like, all right, this is going to be an album. And for a while the album was going to be called Feminine Touch, but then I was like, I don't know, I want to call it something different. So I brainstormed, came up with Glaze, boom, album. Ooh.
Glaze is definitely inspired by Feminine Touch, though, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's inspired by Feminine Touch, but it also is like most of the album it consists of me like glazing like a girl or myself at some points, and the effects of that, I guess, in some of the sadder songs. So it's like I think it fits. Like it just felt right. I was like, yeah, this is glaze. Like this is an album where I'm glazing.
That's
Yeah.
a weirdly, like, more compelling answer to the title than I would have thought.
Yeah.
That's changing my perspective on it a little bit. That's interesting. Like, yeah,
Yeah, essentially.
even in, like, yeah, Lie That You Love Me, which I would say is, like, probably the darkest song, it's like, you're asking her to glaze you, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's
that's pretty interesting. Okay.
it's glazing in the absence of true love. That's the album.
Ah.
I guess so.
It's like almost not really a concept album. That's funny.
Yeah.
um how did you get the cover? When did you come up with that, or did you get someone else to take that photo? Where did you do that?
I well, okay. Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter had come out that year, and
Mhm.
I was like, I like the idea of having a provocative album cover. So what can I do? And since Justin Timberlake is, an inspiration for this album, I was looking at the cover of Future Love Sex Sounds, and I was like, I want to do some sort of like ode to that album cover. Which I don't know if you know that album cover, but he's standing on the right side of the cover, and there's like a disco ball on the ground, and he's like stepping on the disco ball, and it's like a white background or
I
something.
remembered it as a
Um,
fishbowl for some reason.
Maybe it's a fishbowl. I
I
think
don't
it's a
know.
disco ball,
That
but
would make more sense.
um, yeah. But I was like, okay, so I was like brainstorming what can I do? And I was like, well, it's called Glaze and everybody knows the innuendo there. So I'll just put my keyboard on the ground to, keep it musical. And then I'll just like at first I wanted it to be like a candid image, kind of like Man's Best Friend without any words, but that just looked like almost too graphic. So then I went into, whatever editing app and I made glaze come out of the tube. And I thought that was like, okay, now it's campy instead of just like vulgar. And uh if you want, my mother took that photo because she's a photographer and I'm not
Oh
paying
my
for a photographer.
god.
So I was like, Mom, I have an idea for my album cover. And she's like, well, okay, this is crazy, but I'll do it. And she did it. So I was like, thank you. But we did it right in my kitchen in New York. So
Right in your kitchen. What is
it's
what is this background of the image? Is this like some sort of
just like a canvas.
canvas?
Yeah.
It's something about the way it's kind of like just really gray is kind of interesting to me, just because, like, most covers really are really colorful and want to stand out, I guess, but it's like this dull and
Yeah.
gray.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an
It just felt
interesting decision.
yeah. Well, hopefully it captured people's attention despite the lack of color.
Well, that's
But
the thing, is the color isn't what catches your attention. It's like if anything, it kind of calls attention to what is physically happening on, or like in the image, which yeah.
piping bag and Pillsbury brand frosting in there. That's what that is.
um yeah. It definitely yeah, catches your attention.
Yeah, I've been desensitized to it now, but I remember posting it and everyone was flipping out, and I was just like, "This is so awesome."
I'm kind of desensitized to it as well, because, as I said, I've listened to this album like 3 times, and, like, yeah, this is just the cover now, but I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? What is
Yeah,
he doing? But no, it kind of works, doesn't it?
yeah.
Um,
I think so.
um, I think last night I checked out your merch store, and there's a lot more things than I thought there was going to be, but how did
Yeah, and I
you?
gotta add more stuff.
I like a lot of those designs. I think they're pretty cool, and, like, and yeah, what was it like getting, like, records and CDs made of your album?
That was pretty cool. I unfortunately have like so far failed in making a record, but like a vinyl record because
Oh,
I tried to do a campaign and I didn't reach the minimum amount needed to sell, but they were really
oh, nice.
expensive and I couldn't really do much about it. So I'll try again later. I think I could do a better. I have a better chance of like being successful at that soon. But the CD, I got my CD in the mail and I was like, this is so cool. I have an album.
I think
Like,
I kind of want to buy the first female president T-shirt. I really like that.
hey, hell yeah. Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah,
funny.
the Oh My shirt is also very funny. It's kind of
Hey,
it's both of those are kind of stealthy in a way. It's like you wouldn't know that's Mike Barlow merch unless you like are a fan of Mike Barlow.
yeah, I know it's for those who know.
Yeah, those who know. What made you come up with the fuck Mike Barlow shirt?
Well, that's like kind of a long story ish, but basically, I had these. There were these like Australian rappers who took the unreleased song that I referenced earlier, and they made it the chorus to a song that they put out, and they
Oh,
just jacked it from my Instagram, and I was like, hey, I would appreciate if you just took that down because it's like my song and you didn't ask permission. And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, so I copyright struck it down because I was like, I am playing around with this. Like, I don't want people hearing this. And then they they got kind of mad. And I was like, okay. Understandably so. Like I get it. Like if you don't understand copyright law, like it must be frustrating because they had this song and then I took it down. But they re-uploaded the album and they replaced the chorus to the song in which they sampled me with a crowd of people chanting F Mike Barlow. And
that's crazy.
I was like, perfect, this is great. I don't mind this. And so then I monetized it. Riff. But they're really nice though. It was just a misunderstanding. We made up.
Oh,
Yeah, we good. But
yeah. How did it feel to just hear a crowd of people screaming "fuck you"?
awesome. I like pissing people off. People underestimate my like. I'm an antagonist. Like I really like. I would tease my siblings like crazy. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm a freaking psychopath or something.
You know,
I was like, hell yeah.
don't take this the wrong way, but yeah, your career kind of is like rage bait in a way.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do. Makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, I'm like the biggest Miley Cyrus fan, so I
Oh
think it
yeah.
just
Yeah. I don't
comes
know.
from stuff like that.
I'm a big fan though. I'm a big fan of what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
um what is the future of Mike Barlow looking like? Do you have another album on the way? Are you planning on doing that?
I mean, yeah, I've written a lot of stuff. I think very far out in advance, but I have like 3 to 4 albums that I'm like I know what I want for them. And my next album, melodically, like I mean it's not it's tentative because could write something even better that replaces a song on it right now. But like I have like if I needed to drop an album next week, like I have all the songs for it. So it's just a matter of time. Just I don't want to do. I mean, there'll be Glaze Part Two, kind of like deluxe edition that hopefully will come out at the end of the summer that I'm working on. But um, for in terms of like a next full studio record, I really would love to you know find a deal or something that fits me because I don't want to produce it myself again. I just feel like the production value really suffers, and I it's my dream to like record an album and just like clock into work and work is like going to the studio and I have an advance and it's just like all
Hmm.
like and that's what I hope for my second album. It might not happen. Maybe I'll have to cave and just, try to do it by myself again. But I would love if I could get,
Yeah.
if I could really make it I want to make it in person with people. Um yeah, that would be my dream. So just gotta wait.
And how do you think your next album would differ from Glaze?
Um, you know, I think Glaze was more about getting my name out there. I think my next album will be not less fun or upbeat or anything, but I think it'll be more applicable to like experiences that I have lived personally. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool to hear a more personal album, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for like any more music videos for songs from Glaze, or do you have ideas for videos for your new songs?
I was gonna do a video for a while for What the Hell, but then I just kind of ditched it. And then I was gonna do one for Aura, but I kind of ditched it. And I think and maybe if I do one, it'll be for Ocean, I think.
Mm.
Um, and then for the new stuff from like Glaze Deluxe, you might I'll say we'll definitely do a music video for something there.
Do you
Yeah.
have an idea
So
for like the video for Ocean, hypothetically?
I think so. I think so, but I'll let it be a surprise.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But I don't know. I haven't moved on that yet. So
Yeah.
if I'm gonna do it, it's just tough because I was dead set on. I didn't want to do like release a single every few months because that just doesn't feel special to me. And when you release an album, it's like I'm the one has 70,000 ish streams and while Ocean has like 6,000. So it's like the difference between the amount of people who have heard I Ain't the One and Ocean, it's like basically a new song to a lot of people. So so that's why I did Aura so late because like and Aura has like since seen a lot of growth since I like did a remix EP of it. But so a lot of these songs are still new to a lot of people. And I didn't want to do like a single every few months because not every song on my album would have fared well as a single. Like some of them are just album tracks. But the downside is that also it's like the hype, you lose hype with every single release from the album because most people who are a fan of me are aware of Ocean. So I'm just debating like would people be willing to like really focus in on Ocean if I did a music video, or would it kind of just like be a waste of effort? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just gotta weigh those options. But
Well, I've kind of exhausted all of the things I had written that I wanted to say. So, if you have anything else you want to say, just go for it, I guess. If you have any closing
um,
remarks.
yeah, I'll say thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for following along. If you're listening, thanks for listening to this. And yeah, just thank you. Thank you so much for everything, everyone.
Thank you for coming on the show, man.
We love
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah,
Aw.
I
we
have
love Mike
some
Barlow.
notes.
You have some
Sorry, what's that?
notes?
Oh, notes.
I think the only artist I've ever heard that reminds me of you like closely, listen to the first Teddy Hyde album.
Oh,
The first
I
who?
sent you Teddy Hyde.
Okay.
I think you'd love that.
All right. Heard. I haven't heard of him before, but I'm excited to discover.
it's pretty obscure. Do you have anything else?
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Nice.
Yeah, thank
All
you
right.
for wasting your fucking time doing this, man.
Nah, not a waste of time. I really appreciated this. This is awesome.
It's really
Yeah,
cool to
love to do
talk
it
to
again
you.
someday.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe next
cool to talk
album
to
we'll
you.
get you on again.
Hey, I'd love that. Um, hell yeah.
All right.
Cool stuff.
All right.
Alrighty.
See ya. Bye bye.
Have a
See ya. Bye.
wonderful day.
Have a
You too.
wonderful day, Mike Barlow.
Take care, guys.